Good evening, sir. Well, first of all, welcome to the Dog Pound. For everyone that does not know, this is the champ himself, uh, Mr. Peter Kid Chocolate Quillin. Uh, Great family man, great all around gentleman. Welcome to the show, Kid Chocolate. I'm gonna call you that out of respect. How is your evening, sir?
I'm good, my brother. You can call me Brother Pete. I'm your
Oh,
brother.
all right, brother Pete, we can do that. I have no problem with that. One of the reasons why I was especially interested in having you on the show, even though I know you've been talking to a lot of people on Clubhouse and a lot of other platforms, but there was a picture that you showed on your Instagram page of a homeless gentleman. I'm not sure whether it was outside of your where you live or someone that you had passed on the street. But could you tell us first of all a little bit about that picture and why you decided to take that particular picture?
I was on my way to school in the middle of Manhattan. I used to train in Manhattan on 37th Street, and I walked in that area before earlier in my career, and I would never seen such a thing. For me to go to school and see a person shooting up heroin in the middle of the street is realistic and as raw as you can get. And if you think about it, that is the way life is right now. Life is like that for a lot of people. So and it's funny because the way he shot it, I felt like driven to film that, and I don't usually just be shoving my, but I found out if a person is courageous enough to be sitting in the middle of the street shooting up heroin when people walking by, I thought that was a good moment, a good teaching moment for a lot of people that's right now in the world. For me, I put really thought provoking things on my Instagram. I don't get a lot of likes because I'm not looking for agreement for a lot of things. I'm trying to be a good servant and good leader of God to bring truth forward in a way where it's convicting for some people. I suffer my own addiction for marijuana for a long time, and I was willing enough to tell myself, "Hey, this is not pop. This is a drug. I need to quit self-diagnosing myself and telling myself that I'm dealing with all this, and maybe I need to work inside myself internally." And I thought it was just a good moment for me to give a good teaching moment for a lot of people who follow me. Obviously, you seen it,
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
and what you
As
think
I,
about it?
well, I come from a different era. You have to remember, I'm 75 years old. I've been here three quarters of a century, and a lot of the things that you were seeing, for me, were kind of reminiscent of life in the late '60s after I came back. Well, actually, before I went to Vietnam, and then when I came back in the '70s, this was kind of like life on the street. I mean, these were things that were almost common. I remember, telling the grandkids, and even some of the young children to be careful where you walk because there's syringes in the alleys and all around, and of course, like I said, when you talk about heroin, you're talking about that particular time when there was a lot of heroin coming back from Vietnam. They were shipping drugs back with dead bodies and things like that. So to me, it was I was kind of like the Indian in the old commercial where you see one tear coming out of his eye. But welcome to I have two champs tonight here. But both of you are not only champions in the ring, but you're also champions of God, which makes it very special.
Yes.
So, um, but
What's what's up, Pete?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, champ, man. I'm good, man. Like,
Thank you for
y-
having us me on, brother.
yeah. So Um, I do another podcast and where I talk about social and political issues, and uh, that picture, like I said, it brought back some very profound feelings. Now, being in New York and watching how things have changed. I mean, even in just your lifetime, uh, going back to the your heyday in the ring, where like you said, like these things were kind of swept underground or not out in the open. Uh, what do you think now? Do you think that we have too much exposure, not enough exposure, and what can we possibly do about this problem? I know you have different programs that you've set up as far as uh, helping the community. Once you saw that, or once that uh, to me it became a poster for your cause when you put it out there the way that you put it out. How have other people taken that particular photograph, and how has it helped you get your message across?
If you notice, what I would do is I post that post up there, and I really don't try to get too much commentary on what I post because I have to have the conversation to get started. I think that's the best thing we can do in this time is to get conversation. Even listen, I was walking in Target today with my daughter, and you know what I was thinking about? How topics and conversations about racism is uncomfortable for a lot of people, but it's a needed conversation. Who's going to be in a center to be able to be a referee to have conversation like this? Because the only way we're going to get the truth is having conversation like that. Because the truth is never biased. So what I would just say altogether, it's a lot of people